Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Sorry about the delay here. We're undergoing a historically cold event at the Southern Command here, so I was unable to get this up last night. All right, we're on Riposte in a domination match. We're out of the archives here in the American Tier 7 carrier Lexington. And look, I think it is very possible to have a really nice game in this carrier. This is pre the nerf buff, where they buffed him and then they nerfed him immediately right after that. So I think this is either prior to that or maybe just after the buff. So that's why this isn't a tech tree update or anything like that, because they've changed the way that the planes, I think, the range of the planes, maybe. Anyway, someday when Vaz has all the carriers in the game, then I'll do a tech tree spotlight of this. But really what you're going to see here is really trying to maximize the HE bomb effect on enemy ships, and getting that good first strike off is really important. And there it is. And as you can see, 2 fires, 5 bomb hits. So nothing wrong with that. And we're starting to lose planes. I'm going to go in here and try to get a drop on the enemy carrier, because why not? We're here, the planes are dead anyway. So there is a bomb drop on the enemy Lexington. And a couple of bomb hits, but no fires there. All right, switching to the torpedo planes. These are the ones I feel most comfortable in. Unless I was in, like, say, a British carrier. I'm going to do a little preventive maneuvering of my aircraft carrier there. And I'm going to try to take my route to where I can drop off planes over ships that the enemy carrier is attacking. So right here, I want to say I'm probably going to drop an airplane. There we go. Just to help out. Now, the key with these torpedo bombers, of course, is catching a ship broadside. So I'm willing to go a little farther to get an isolated ship by itself. And here is an isolated ship by itself, the King George V, who is turning. So unfortunately for me, that's not good. But at the last minute, I'm going to turn. And then I love doing these carry-on attacks where instead of going after the same ship, you target a different ship, and that takes you out of the AA of the first ship. So this isn't ideal either, but we are going to drop here on Abruzzi, and at the very least, hope that those make those ships easier for our teammates to damage, because they're going to be forced to turn. All right, we did get a couple of torpedo strikes on Abruzzi, so I guess I'm not going to complain. All right, wounded battleship in the middle. Definitely want to make wounded ships that do stupid stuff like going way too forward a priority. Not an ideal drop angle. I guess I could have made that better. Amagi, but we're just going to move in here and drop. And even though that wasn't ideal, we did get a hit and did some damage. Now we're going to come back around again. Not an ideal angle at all. This time I'm going to put my window, my drop arc a little bit farther forward and go down a little bit lower. Final hit, actually 3 hits, to take out the battleship for our first kill. All right, HE bombers aren't recharging fast enough. I am going to maneuver my ship a little bit. I am a little worried about the Charlie Cap side of the map. All right, torpedo planes in the air. And we are getting a recharge. As you can see, our deck planes for the HE bombers are back up and recharging rather quickly. And I think that's the thing, now that I think about it, that was changed. The recharge rate was probably also hit. So that'll be something to consider when you are playing this for real, that the recharge rate won't be the same. It is the most important characteristic you can buff, in my opinion, on a carrier, is the recharge rate. All right, battleship here, moving up the middle. We are going to get really close and drop. Maybe a couple of those torpedoes won't arm because they're too close. Well, one didn't arm, but we got 2 strikes and a flood. And now he's kind of wide open, so we're going to circle around and come back in for our second drop. And we hit our invulnerability thing so we can get as many torps off as possible. And maneuvering at the last second, that should be 3 more good hits there as we go back to the carrier and immediately launch HE bombers. It was 3 hits. We really damaged him. He is now hurting. He should be perma-flooding. And really at this point, my goal is to just damage him a little bit more and try to secure the kill for myself. As you can see, everybody and their mother is trying to shoot at him. I am going to turn my planes and get totally lined up to try to do as much damage as possible with these HE bombs. Meanwhile, I think the red team actually has a lead in terms of the game. And we are going to get a really nice bomb drop off here and finish off whatever that ship was. All right, carry on attack here. Maybe not the best angle. And totally probably won't do any damage. Actually, we do set a fire on the Leon. We are over close to 70,000 damage. Here's a look at the scoreboard. All of a sudden, we turned it around. Our team was losing. Now we are winning. And I think it started when I killed that battleship. Over 70k damage and ticking with a couple of kills. All right, damaged ship. We have our torpedo planes. And as you can see, our HE bombers are already fully reloaded. So yeah, don't take this footage forward and think it's going to be like that when you play this ship. Because, again, this is an archives match, probably from a while ago. I didn't bother dating it, so your recharge rate is not going to be this great. There was a brief heyday for all the carrier players, and then that went away. Unless you're playing Chkalov. I think that's the name of it, which apparently has never been nerfed. And I don't own that carrier, so... Alright, good torp drop off. We are going to get 2 torpedo strikes in a flood, wheeling around as the enemy team ties it up. And we're going to do another drop. And really want to make sure I get all 3 to hit this time. I probably, yes, aim a little bit farther forward. All right, back to our carrier, and we are getting HE bombers up in the air and maneuvering. We did get 3 torpedo strikes, although we didn't do any floods or anything like that. We are sitting at 95k damage right now, and the match is still very much in the balance here, so really important for us to keep pushing and getting that damage out for our team. And speaking of damage, I haven't taken any damage, and based on the map, I'm just going to keep moving my ship around towards the Alpha Cap. Alright, enemy ship, not ideal angle here. We are moving in. And even though he is close to death, we are going to take him out here, I think. There is our drop, really nice drop, and our 3rd kill of the match. All right, 2 ships very close to each other. I just gave up on those planes and launched a new set of torpedo planes. All right, we're going to do a little proactive maneuvering here. I think the enemy carrier was last seen over there, so I'm going to head that way. Maybe a little carrier on carrier violence. And I think probably we're being detected by the destroyer. So I'm going to fly over our destroyer here and give him a little top cover. Really important not to forget to do this. There is our plane out over our destroyer, so it'll give him a little bit of health. And now we got to go try to damage this battleship because we don't know where the destroyer is. I think he's off. There he is right there. But that being said, these torpedoes are better suited against a big ship like the Nelson, who is backing up. And so we're going to drop on Nelson. Nelson has respectable AA, but not great AA. There's 3 big torpedo strikes on Nelson, wheeling around, and we're going to get 3 more off. And really just behooves you to pull back on the stick here and get that torpedo thing tightened up as much as you can. And 3 more drops on Nelson, immediately back to the carrier to switch. There are 2 torpedo strikes on the high caliber metal, and we finished off the Nelson for our 4th kill. All right, we are officially on the hunt for a Kraken in the Lexington. 4 kills, 121k damage, high caliber metal, and there are 2 ships left, one of whom is the enemy carrier, one is a destroyer. I have HE bombers. This really would be helpful if my teammates were helping me. And one does help me. What am I doing? I'm not going the right way. The destroyer was over there. And our teammate was killed. So really now I'm doing 2 things. I'm trying to spot the destroyer for myself, but I'm also trying to spot the destroyer for the remaining battleship. All right. He's still hiding in the smoke screen just at the edge of it over here. We're going to wheel around again, and I'm just going to do a blind drop here where I think he is. I think he's actually a little bit further than that. So we fell short, wheeling around. All right, he is out of the smoke. We are going to really try to get him here. Can we? Oh, we do get a couple of hits. And he is now shooting at me because I advanced so far up the map like a dummy. But that's okay. And you know why it's okay? Because maybe he'll get in my secondary range and get killed that way. I just need him to take a little bit of damage from my teammate. We're going to drop some torps here. And I'm not expecting them to do anything. He just goes right through them. But I'm doing whatever I can do to get the kill, ladies and gents. We are going to drop as soon as they get active because we want to get back and get HE bombers out for ourselves. You can see my secondaries are going off. They are not getting any hits. And the way we're angled, his torpedoes are unlikely to do a lot of damage to me. He's turning, and that's going to work in my favor. I'm going to try to line him up here and drop. And we do get another hit there. But I'm just not doing the right kind of damage. I need to set him on fire. And that's just not happening right here. And he's really not maneuvering in a way that is going to make it challenging for me to hit him. Here, I just started to drop too early. And I totally fucked that up. All right, we're going to set our course for the back of the map. And again, I'm trying to lure him in close enough to where the secondaries can get to him. Meanwhile, the enemy carrier killed our teammate. So I really have to kill this destroyer if I want us to have a chance to win this match. And right there, the quick reload really helped. I think my autopilot is canceling on me, and it's very disappointing that it's doing that, because my ship should be turning right now. Right back here, going to try to drop a not ideal angle. I want him to turn more. He's going to just drive right through those. And time is ticking down. We are in orange time, so less than a minute left. Less than 40 seconds left. You can see my carrier did not turn. It's still just going straight into the boundary. and I have no idea what's going on there. I thought this might have gotten a good drop, but he just kind of drifted through that drop and did not really take a ton of damage. Maybe in some ways me drifting along the side of the map was helpful, but he does kill me before the match ends. Now I don't know if he's going to get credit for it. It'll be interesting to see. Anyway, here on the defeat screen, 17 torpedo strikes, 23 bomb hits, 4 kills, 2 cap defended flags, and the high caliber medal. And it is a Krakenfail in the Lexington out of the archives. The kill did count, so good, because we've seen it not count a lot before. 1 medal, 4 big kills. It looks like 1487 base XP in the loss. So it hurt, but I hope you enjoyed it.